So happy Easter, happy holidays. This week we're going to talk about bunnies as pets because these are such a common Easter gift that we see a lot of people come in with shortly after Easter, getting their bunnies checked up that they maybe didn't expect to get as an Easter present. And I think bunnies make great pets, I really do. And the thing is, you just got to keep in mind is like any other animal, any other pet, there's a lot of responsibility behind it. And so I wouldn't recommend just getting it for somebody if they're not expecting it. I would really, get one for yourself or somebody as long as they know what they're getting into. And so for bunnies in general, great, they can be really friendly. Sometimes they're not as friendly and they're a little bit more to themselves. It's not quite like a cat or a dog where they really want to be up in your space all the time, but some are pretty sociable like that. A big important thing with bunnies is diet. And I really stress this because they have very specific dietary needs. Their digestive system is totally different than that of a dog or a cat. And they have what's called a fermentation vat, and they're cecal fermenters. So on the back of their large intestine, there's an organ that holds a lot of bacteria that ferments the plant material that they eat and then turns it into proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, like what we or dogs or cats eat directly. So they can get away with eating a bunch of grass and hay, which we would get no nutritional value from. They can eat and then turn into the nutrients that they need. Now, it's important that they consistently eat on a regular basis, multiple times. Diet-wise, we're talking about mostly grass and hay, and some leafy greens, maybe a little bit of vegetables, and I rarely, if ever, feed fruit. A lot of people do like to give their bunny apples and bananas, and the bunnies love it, so don't be deceived by that. The truth of the matter is that high sugar is not actually conducive for their digestive tract. Right. Now, in terms of housing, a lot of bunnies do great outdoors. On really hot days, make sure they have a place they can cool down. And on really cool days, make sure they have a place they can warm up. But they do typically great outside. I would recommend a enclosed space that predators can't get to, because we do have a lot of coyotes in certain parts of the country, of course, Southern California. And it's not uncommon for me to see, unfortunately, coyote attacks and things of that nature on these little guys. And so this is Bun Bun, and he spends time indoors and outdoors, and he's got a great little life in that way. And so some bunnies like to have buddies with them. Some bunnies do great on their own. It really kind of depends on the individual. And lifespan of these guys, again, it's a commitment. We're looking at usually 6 to 10 years, give or take. Another thing with bunnies is, classically they're prey items. And this is really important for a lot of exotic pets, including guinea pigs and other animals that have common predators where they're native to in the wild. And with bunnies, and any prey item is, these animals are going to do their very best to hide any kind of disease or illness for as long as possible. Okay, so the reason behind that is predators are really smart, and they can pick up on when an animal is a little bit slowed down or a little bit ill, and they're going to pick those guys off. That's going to be the prey items they go for, and the prey items themselves know that instinctually or evolutionarily, and so again, they're going to try to hide illness. So what I'm getting at is when your bunny is not eating or seems a little lethargic or a little bit sick, it's probably more sick than you think, and so I really would recommend at least contacting your veterinarian. But when it comes down to it, they're great pets. Just know what you're getting into, do your research on them, and that goes for any exotic pet. Don't get somebody a pet if they don't know what they're doing, or if you don't know what you're doing. I always recommend doing research. Always try to mimic their natural environment, and if you do those things and stay on top of the right diet and the right husbandry, then I think you'll be really pleased with what you get. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.